Daf Yomi, tracking Zevachim, page 50b, on the top of the page, with the words, we'll go to the last lines on 50a for context, that Rava continues that it was taught in the Braita. Rabbi Yehuda Nasi says that, Rebbe says, Yehuda Nasi's Rebbe, it is stated here with regard to the bull and goat offered by the high priest on Yom Kippur, the terms skin, flesh, and dung in the verse, and the bull of the sin offering and the goat of the sin offering, whose blood was brought in to make atonement in the sanctuary, shall be carried out in the camp, and they shall burn in the fire their skin and their flesh and their dung. Leviticus 16:27, 50b on top, with the words V'nemar lehalan o u'v'sal u'perish. Ma lehalan al yidei nituach shelo behefshet, afkan al yidei nituach shelo behefshet. And it is stated below with regard to the bull sin offerings that are burned, the term skin, flesh, and dung in the verse, but the skin of the bull and all its flesh with its head and with its legs and its innards and its dung, Leviticus 4:11, just as below it is prepared for burning, by means of cutting it into pieces, but not by means of flaying, as derived by verbal analogy. So too here, it is prepared for burning by means of cutting it into pieces, but not by means of flaying. Evidently, a halacha derived via verbal analogy can then teach another halacha via a verbal analogy. Davar lamed b'gzera shava ma'u, she'yelamed b'kal v'choymel, kal v'choymel, u'ma hegesh she'enu lamed hegesh, imed rabba mido vino, v'lamed shava v'choymel, Yishmoel Zevachim Hamlamedes behekish midrakobe Einodin shetilamed b'kal v'choymel. The Gemara asks, what is the halacha as to whether a matter derived via verbal analogy can teach its halacha to another matter via an a fortiori inference? The Gemara answers that question itself can be answered with an a fortiori inference. And just as a matter derived via juxtaposition, which cannot then teach its halacha via juxtaposition, as proven either from the statement of Raveh or from the statement of Ravina, 49b, can nevertheless teach its halacha via an a fortiori inference, as proven from the statement that the school of Rabbi Yishmael taught on 58. With regard to the matter derived via verbal analogy, which can teach its halacha via juxtaposition, as proven from the statement of Rabbi 58, is it not logical that it should teach its halacha via arbitrary inference? The Gemara clarifies this, for example, according to the one who accepts the statement of Papa. But according to the one who does not accept the statement of Rav Papa, meaning Mar Zutra, son of Mari, what is there to say? Ela kavachayimel. Ma hekish, she'im elam behekish, midara v'nurina, elam kavachayimel b'tan b'shmoy, Yehoshua, ham lemez b'shmoy kavayota, midara b'pava enodin, shazam b'kavachayimel. Rather, this can be derived through a different a fortiori inference, and just as a matter derived via a juxtaposition, which cannot then teach its halacha via juxtaposition, as proven either from the statement of Rava or from the statement of Ravina, 49b, can nevertheless teach its halacha via a kal v'chomer, as proven from the statement that the school of Rabbi Yishmael taught in 50a, with regard to a matter derived via verbal analogy, which can teach its halacha via another verbal analogy, as proven from the statement of Rabbi Yishmael in 50a. Is it not logical that it should teach its halacha via a kal v'chomer? Davar lamed b'gzera shava ma'u she'lam b'vinyan av take. The Gemara answers, what is the halacha as to whether a matter derived via verbal analogy can teach its halacha another? This is a don't know, the 225th? I don't know. Teku? Something like that. Maybe more, maybe less. But it's over 200 for sure. But this is a Teku. Gemara asks, okay, what is the halacha as to whether a matter derived via a verbal analogy can teach its halacha to another matter via a paradigm? A binyan av is a paradigm. Interesting. Can you learn out a binyan av from a gzera shava? That's a teku. Interesting. The question still stand unresolved. Davar hamalamed b'kal v'chomer, ma she'eino b'hekish kal v'chomer, ma gzera shava she'eino lameda b'hekish. Ben de Rabbi Yochanan, melamed b'hekish b'apapa kal v'chomer, hamalamed b'hekish me'netana Rabbi Shmuel, eino din she'eino b'hekish. The Gemara asks, what is the halacha as to whether a matter derived via a kal v'chomer can teach its halacha to another matter via a hekish? The Gemara answers that this itself can be derived via a kal v'chomer. And just as a halacha derived via a verbal analogy, a gzera shava, which cannot be derived from another halacha derived via a juxtaposition, as proven from the statement of Rabbi Yochanan 49b, it can nevertheless teach its halacha to another matter via a hekish, as proven from the statement of Rav Papa on 50a, with regard to a halacha derived from a kal v'chomer, which can be derived from another halacha derived via a hekish, as proven from the statement of Rabbi Yishmael on 50a. Is it not logical that it should teach the halacha via a hekish? The Gemara clarifies, this works out well according to the one who accepts the statement of Rav Papa, but according to the one who does not accept the statement of Rav Papa, for example, meaning Mar Zutra, son of Mari, what is there to say? The Gemara comments, this question also shall stand unresolved until the coming of Messiah, maybe soon in our day. The Gemara asks, what is the halacha as to whether a matter derived via an a fortiori inference can teach its halacha to another matter via a verbal analogy? The Gemara answers that this itself can be derived via an a fortiori inference, and just as a halacha derived via a verbal analogy, which cannot be derived from another halacha derived via a hekish, as proven from the statement of Rabbi Yochanan on 49b, can nevertheless teach its halacha to another matter via a verbal analogy, as proven from the statement of Rabbi Rachama 50a. With regard to a halacha derived via an a fortiori inference, which can be derived from another halacha derived via juxtaposition, as proven from the statement that the school of Rabbi Yishmael taught in 50a, is it not logical that it should teach its halacha via a verbal analogy? Davar halaneh b'kal v'chomer mahu shilame b'kal v'chomer u'ma gzera shava she'eino lameda b'hekesh b'nei Rabbi Yochanan melamed b'kal v'chomer k'damaran kal v'chomer melamed b'hekesh meditanim devei Rabbi Shmuel eino din shelamed b'kal v'chomer. The Gemara asks, what is the halacha as to whether a matter derived via a kal v'chomer inference Where was I? What is the halacha as to whether a matter derived via a kal v'chomer inference can teach its halacha to another matter via an a fortiori, a kal v'chomer inference? The Gemara answers that this itself can be derived via a kal v'chomer inference, and just as a halacha derived via a verbal analogy, which cannot be derived from an halacha derived via a hekish, as proven from the statement of Rabbi Yochanan, for an can nevertheless teaches halacha to another matter via a kal v'chomer inference, as we have said, with regard to halacha derived via a kal v'chomer inference, which can be derived from another halacha derived via a hekesh, as proven from the statement of the school of Yishmael 58. Is it not logical that it should teach its halacha through a kal v'chomer? V'zehu kal v'chomer ben kal v'chomer. Ben beno shel kal v'chomer. The Gemara comments, and this is a kal v'chomer inference that is the son of another kal v'chomer inference, which means it's derived from it. The Gemara challenges this last statement. It is not the son of a kal v'chomer, but is the grandson of a kal v'chomer, which cannot be used. The very fact that a matter derived via verb analogy can then teach its halacha via a kal v'chomer inference is itself derived from a kal v'chomer inference, as the Gemara stated. El kal v'chomer uma hekesh she'eno lamed b'hekesh im d'ravim melamed b'kal v'chomer d'utan v'yishmael kal v'chomer hamelo b'hekesh m'utan v'yishmael eino din shelamed b'kal v'chomer v'zeu kal v'chomer ben kal v'chomer. Rather, the halacha as to whether a matter derived via an aforetory inference can teach its halacha to another matter via a kal v'chomer inference can be derived via another kal v'chomer inference. And just as a matter derived via a hekesh, which cannot be derived via a hekesh, as proven either from the statement of Rabbah or from the statement of Ravina 49b, can nevertheless teach its halacha via a kal v'chomer, as proven from the statement that the school of Rabbi Yishmael taught in 50a, with regard to a halacha derived via a kal v'chomer, which can be derived, yes, it can be derived from another halacha derived via a hekesh, as proven from the statement that the school of Rabbi Yishmael taught in 50a. Is it not logical that it should teach its halacha via a kal v'chomer? The more comments. And this is a kal v'chomer inference that is the son of another kal v'chomer inference. Davar halamed b'kal v'chomer ma'o shilamed b'binanav amar Rabbi Yirmiyah toshima malak v'nimtzet trefa Rabbi Meir omer enu mitameh bet habliya Rabbi Yehuda omer mitameh bet habliya. The Gemara asks, what is the halacha as to whether a matter derived via a kal v'chomer inference can teach its halacha to another matter via a paradigm? Rabbi Yirmiyah says, come and hear a proof from a Mishnah, 69a and b. If a priest pinched the nape of a bird offering properly, and then it was found to be a bird with a wound that would have caused it to die within 12 months, which disqualifies it from being used as an offering and renders it prohibited for consumption by the priest. Rabbi Meir says, an olive bulk of its meat does not render one who swallows it ritually impure when it is in the throat, as is the halacha concerning a bird carcass, as the fact that it underwent pinching means that it is not in the category of a carcass. Flies, little tiny flies. Rabbi Yehuda says its status is like that of any other carcass of a kosher bird, and its meat renders one who swallows it ritually impure when it is in the throat. Amar Rabbi Meir kal v'chomer uma nivlat behema shemitama b'maga u'b'masa shchitasa mitaheres treifasa mitumasa nevelas ov she'ein mitama b'maga u'b'masa eino din sheteh shchitasa mitaheres treifasa mitumasa ma matzinu b'shchita shemachsharta b'echila. The Mishnah continues, where Meir said, my opinion can be proved via a kal v'chomer inference. And just as with regard to the carcass of an animal, which transmits impurity to a person through touching it and carrying it, its slaughter nevertheless purifies its treifa from its impurity with regard to the carcass of a bird, which possesses less severe impurity, as it does not transmit impurity through touching it and carrying it, but only when it is in the throat, is it not logical that its slaughter purifies its treifa from its impurity? And once it is established that slaughter purifies a bird that is a treifa, it can be derived, just as we found with regard to a bird's slaughter that it permits it for consumption.